So let me get this straight. People are mad at this judge for lowering the bail from $1 million to $250,000 for Karmelo. And now they're talking about she need to be condemned.
Karmelo Anthony just got his bail reduced to $250,000 for a cold-blooded unaliving. That's right, a cold-blooded unaliving. I've never seen this before in my life, and I've been in and out of the system. This is them saying that it's okay for somebody that looks like him to take the life of somebody that looks like us. And you know what the worst part about this is you motherfuckers ain't gonna do anything that look like me. You're gonna sit there and run your mouth. You're gonna sit there and just shake your head. What the fuck? This kid deserves to spend the rest of his life in fucking prison. He shouldn't get out. Any charge like that is a $1 million bail. Period. Final. They raised $500,000 for him. He'll be out by the end of the fucking day. Meanwhile, Austin Metcalf will never get a chance to come home. He'll never get another chance to see his family.
I saw this video on the internet and I decided to react to it. So leave your comment in the comment section. If you know more details about this video, leave your comment in the comment section. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for joining. If you are old to the channel, thank you so much for always supporting and keep pushing. If you've not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And important, leave your comment in the comment section. Let's go and watch the video together.
So update to the update of the Karmelo Anthony case. And y'all, don't you love it when God takes care of things? Yeah. Because that was one of the phrases that Jeffrey Charles Metcalf, who is the father of Austin Metcalf, the unfortunate deceased individual in this situation, stated. But you know one other thing that God also does? He brings that's in the dark to the light. And when you try to disparage someone else's character because, you're trying to uplift the bullshit that you have brought forth. Because remember when he was like, I'm not trying to judge. What kind of parents did this child have? What was he taught? And then you find out, what were you teaching your kids? Because got him. Not you a whole offender out here. Are you? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This says 2011, right? Them babies is 17, right? And see, the fact of the matter is, the math ain't mathin'. That means them chaps is on this good earth when you did this. So what were you teaching? But here's my thing. We all found it funny that the mom had her own GoFundMe and the dad had his GoFundMe. And I think they said there might be another GoFundMe out there for the son. Why do you all need all this money to do all this? Because it don't take all of that to bury this baby. But here's the other thing. Because y'all was so upset that we were pushing the platform for Karmelo. Please continue to donate because his legal fees, we need to make sure that those are taken care of. We don't know how long this will go on. But GoFundMe needs to come front and center. Now I did see that that GoFundMe has now been contested. But when y'all gonna pull it? Because we giving money to people on the offenders list now. That's what we're doing. Because they were so quick to talk about, Karmelo Anthony's family receiving the money for his legal defense because of what he is being accused of. But this ain't no accusation. This says you were arrested. Yeah. Now the parents are separated. Don't know. I mean, I don't know. Some people can drag on a separation for years. But it's so funny how you were quick to do this judgment in that goat tea. I peeped that. That God over all things tea. And see, I always, look at stuff like that because I was just like, he seems just a little bit too religious. And then you're going on press tours and whatnot. This one has garnered about $370,000. I think the mom's is up to $600,000. Y'all don't need all that money. And here's the thing. Give where you want to give. Nobody's saying that. But don't step in the way of us continuously supporting the Anthony family and getting the money that they need for his legal defense team.
So let me get this straight. People are mad at this judge for lowering the bail from $1 million to $250,000 for Karmelo. And now they're talking about she need to be condemned. What the fuck are we talking about? Everybody crying about the system, how it be broken, how they just throw young black males under the jail. And now the one time a black male is not put under the jail, everybody looking confused. Let's be real for a second. This man is only 17 years old. He have no prior charges. He is not a flight risk. He said this was an act in self-defense. I'm not saying he's innocent, but a bond is not about guilt. It's about whether you can fight your case from the outside. So the question is, what is it? Do we want fair treatment or do we just want punishment? So was she wrong for not being a bot and showing some humanity? If this was the system we all asked for, being balanced and thoughtful and not just throwing kids up under the jail, why are we trying to cancel this judge when all she's doing is doing her job? But people is trying to make it a race thing. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below in the comments.
I wasn't going to speak on this at first, but I think I have to. My favorite thing that Karmelo Anthony's lawyer said is that bond is not supposed to be a punishment. Because I feel like a lot of y'all failed to realize that and wanted that boy to be punished before he was even proven guilty. And another thing, he said when this evidence comes out, I think all of y'all judgments will be different. We've only heard one side of the story. That should tell you everything you need to know. I jumped for joy when I heard the news earlier today. Because Karmelo Anthony deserves to be at home with his family. He was put in a tough situation, and as a 17-year-old child, he acted out of fear. And I just don't understand how y'all cannot see that. Then y'all crazy tales still want to bring up the fact that they raised almost $500,000. Then y'all crazy tales want to talk about, oh, his family has more than enough to bail him out with his $1 million bond. Okay, and y'all want them to struggle. Y'all literally want for it to be unfair for this family, and it's really sick because y'all don't even know that this boy is guilty. Shout out to his lawyer, shout out to their team, shout out to the judges, and let's keep on raising awareness and keep on praying for this boy and his family and justice to be served.
So Karmelo Anthony's bond has been reduced, and y'all are celebrating this boy going on house arrest until his trial because y'all support people who... Isn't it weird that, like, after all this time in America and all the strides we've made, we've now taken 30 steps back? Because anybody that takes someone else's... I know y'all value, the abortion clinics and things of that nature, so human life is not at the top of your priorities. But it is one of the 7 deadly sins. So why do y'all celebrate it? Now that he's been allowed to leave jail and be on house arrest, I don't know what good that serves, because clearly he didn't grow up in an environment that actually, penalized hurtful behavior. But it's weird to see people celebrate this when a boy lost his life and was just buried. It's not a good thing, America. It's Texas, you have failed. And I've said it, Florida's the standard in America. Texas has been lost from the border issue to the governor. Texas is done.
When it comes to white people and violence, they always find a way to justify their actions. Even if it's clear as day that they're in the wrong, they are still going to try to find a way to justify the atrocities that they commit to non-white people, especially us. And not only that, they have the media to help them spin that narrative. And then once that narrative is spinned, then they go and then the laws that be either give them a slap on the wrist where they serve very low sentence, or they get parole, or they don't serve the full sentence and the rest of the time is dismissed because of good behavior. Whereas us, we're not seen as human. And when we do have to resort to violence against them in self-defense, even if it's on camera, we're still guilty. We're guilty before we even go to trial. And not only that, we have that same media spinning that narrative. And then the same people that justified an act of violence, they then troll us online. How dare we defend ourselves? How dare we fight back? I said before in many of my videos that we are not our ancestors. However, I stand corrected because our ancestors did fight. They fought back a lot, so much so that the slave owners were afraid of them. But that history wasn't taught. And with that history not being taught, we didn't know that our ancestors fought back, and they didn't know that we will fight back. So here we are in a system that has always been against us, and we have just sat and taken it. And now the tides are turning, and we're fighting back when our backs are against the wall. No, we're not going to march, but if you step onto our territory and threaten our lives, we're not going to sit back and take it and stand in a corner and cry. We're going to band together and fight back. Which brings me to this point. White people, white supremacy, Christianity, and the government are all under this umbrella of narcissism. That's the only way this makes sense to me in my mind. Because you have been playing this game for a very long time. You have been throwing rocks at us, then hiding your hand and playing the victim. But now, in 2025, you're throwing them rocks and we're catching them and throwing them back. And now you're confused as to why you're injured and hurt. We are our ancestors. And we will continue to keep fighting. So you need to have a conversation with yourselves and y'all's entitled children to leave us the fuck alone.
All right, guys, so you guys know that I've been trying to find a lawyer who is not biased in this case to break this stuff down from a legal standpoint. I've been trying to find someone so hard that is not so much on Anthony's side, not so much toward, capital murder on the Metcalf side, just somebody who can speak truth to what the legal standpoint is based on what we know thus far. And I have found that person is the Defiant Lawyers Network over on YouTube, because all he's doing is laying out the facts as far as we know it. Now, he uploaded a second video about the case today, and he talked about why he believes that Karmelo Anthony may not get a fair trial in Collin County, and it's based on a statement that was made by the head of the police department down there.
Karmelo Anthony is presumed to be innocent. He is presumed to be innocent. So right now, under the law, Karmelo Anthony is presumed innocent. He is not convicted of this. He has not pled to this. A jury has not found him guilty of this. So right now he is under the law as innocent as you and I are. And so saying this here from the chief of police of all people was bad.
Now, on top of that, he also goes into other charges that the defense team for Karmelo Anthony can try to shoot for that, of course, is lesser than the capital murder charge that he's up against, and even if he has a self-defense claim based on Texas law. So I'm going to play you guys a small little snippet, but I want you guys to go over on YouTube to the Defiant Lawyers Network to see his full breakdown. It's really interesting.
So welcome. What do you think about the video in the comment section? Leave your comment in the comment section. What do you think about the whole situation with the white, with the blacks? What really happened in there for the kids to be doing this? You understand? Like, leave your comment so that we can be able to understand, because the way I understand it could be different from the way you're going to type. So leave your comment over there so we can understand ourselves together.